Hi everybody, this is Will Bowen with today's Jumpstart. Several years ago, someone gave me a book and I just went, whoa. It was so easy to read. The book was so easy to read and it was so beautiful and it was so poetic and every page just dragged me to the next page. And the book was The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. The idea is that this prophet or this mystic or this master is being interviewed by people. He's leaving, he's going away, and he's being interviewed. And as he's leaving, they get to ask all the questions they've always wanted to ask. And I don't know about you, but one of the questions that I've always wanted to ask is, how do you be a good father? I did not have a good model of a father at all. I knew that my father was exactly what I didn't want to be, but unfortunately, because he was who he was and he was with me, I picked up a lot of his bad stuff and I wanted to get rid of that. And so I would read and study on being a good dad and I would try and put it into practice. And I think my daughter would give me passing marks. The thing is that there were times when I was just so worried about her and her future. Are you a parent? Can you relate? And speaking now, he said, get people to raise their hands. It's true. Raise your hand. If you're a parent, you can totally relate. There's going to be many, many times when you're just afraid. And this quote came to my mind over and over from Khalil Gibran, and it was from the prophet. And someone had asked the prophet about the concept of parenting. And this is what he had to say. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. Man, I got a lot of comfort out of those words. It made me remember of what my mom used to say, and that is that God has no grandchildren. I love that. Take that in for just a second. God has no grandchildren. Now, what she meant was that she was not responsible for my religious and spiritual evolution and journey, and that my connection to God should be direct and not through her. And I loved that for her. That was one of the many things I really loved about my mom. God has no grandchildren. But it means that the child that you're worried about is not really your child. You're a step-parent. That it is that divine spark that's been passed through you, but nonetheless it is traceable back to that divine spark. It doesn't mean that you should not love and take care of your children, or I'm not saying ignore them. Hey, let God worry about it. Not at all. What I'm saying is, know that your children are walking a divine path. And trust me, I know people in their 90s who are so worried about their kids who are in their mid-60s. And I know people in their 20s who are worried about their 3-year-olds. They're not your kids. They are the sons and daughters of the Most High. They are life's longing for itself. And Gibran goes on later to say, they are like arrows that are come from you, but they're not you. Bless your children. Send them forth. Trust the divine that is within them, and you both will have a lot more peace. Enjoy today. We'll talk tomorrow. Bye-bye.